Alright guys, welcome back to the shop. One of the best feelings in the world is having the freedom to build whatever you want in your shop. This morning I got up and I'm like, what am I going to build? Come out in the garage, look around. I decided to do a bird feeder, so I drew this out. You can see what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it like a tree, okay? Now you use your imagination when you're going to make a bird feeder, do something like this, okay? So I'm going to cut this out, I'm going to cut this out, I'm going to cut that out, and that out, that and that. And that's going to be the support for my bird feeder. These are going to be my roof joists, if you will. And this is going to be the bottom of my feeder right here. So I'm going to get started right now. I'm going to take this over to radial arm and I'm going to cut that right on off. Okay, with that being done, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this line right off. Alright, now I'm going to go over to the bandsaw and I'm going to cut here and here, and I'm going to come around here. And I might also cut this. And in here I'm going to use my Saber saw. Okay, now you can use a Saber saw to do all of this, but since I have the bandsaw over there, I'm just going to use it. Okay, you can see what I got by using the bandsaw. I went all the way around. I'm also going to do this on the bandsaw right here. Here and here. And I'm going to cut this out and this out. And then I'm going to drill some holes here, here, and here. And we're going to get that Saber saw out. Alright, see what I got? It looks pretty cool, don't it? I want to let you know you don't need a big fancy Rikon bandsaw like I got. I started out with a little Craftsman bandsaw and it worked great, okay? So hey, like I said in all my videos, buy used tools. Go on Facebook Marketplace or anything. You can find them, okay? So let's start drilling our holes here. And then we will get that old Saber saw out. Okay guys, here's my Saber saw. You can see I have a very thin blade on here. It's called a scroll saw type blade, okay? The thinner the better. I'm going to have to clamp this and unclamp it a whole lot of times, so I'm not going to have you watch me cut the whole thing out, but I'll give you a start right here, okay? It's hard to see with the camera angle and everything. Alright, here we go. Okay, you can see how I'm going to start just by doing that. I'm going to go ahead and do the whole thing like that, and then I'm going to show you what we got. So guys, tell me this ain't a fun project, alright? Do it with the kids, whatever you want. Use your own design too. I just wing this up, okay? See, I'm going to go over and I'm going to trace this out on my other piece of 1/2-inch plywood. I know plywood's not the best thing to make a bird feeder out of, but if you go ahead and paint it all up nice, sand all the edges down, I think it's going to last for a while, okay? I'm going to head over and trace it out right now. Here we go. You can see, nice and simple, fun project, okay? I have no idea what color I'm going to paint it, stain it, or anything as of yet. I'm just winging this as I go on. That's what makes it fun. And it probably will sell at a craft show pretty easy because it's, you don't see this design on bird feeders very often now, do you? Okay, let me finish tracing this out. I'm going to start cutting it out. I'm going to do the exact same thing, so I'm not going to have you watch me. Alright guys, am I having fun with this? You know I am, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some 1x and I'm going to rip, well this one's already pretty close. But yeah, I might just use this piece here. If I was going to rip it though, I would rip it to the same size as this, which is 1 inch. So this is already 1 inch. I'm going to mount this just like that. Okay. So I'm going to cut these on the radial arm saw, and then I'm going to nail them on there after I sand all these up. I'm going to sand these up and get all the burrs off them first. Okay guys, when you're sanding, make sure you take your sander. You can see the sandpaper on the edges. But getting them nooks and crannies, just turn it on the edge and you round them edges over a little bit. Make it look nice, okay? Okay guys, now I'm going to want to do my base. I know I changed my mind a few times on some things. So I'm going to do my base. You can see how it fits on there like that. This is 8 inches from here to here. So I'm going to go over on my table saw and I'm going to rip this board right at 8 inches. And then I'm going to figure out the spacing I want to do from here to here, okay? Alright guys, we got that cut, perfect. Now I don't want to make this thing too big or too long, so I think I'm going to go, we got 8 inches that way, okay? I think about like this would be fine. So I'm going to measure that. Alright, let's do 9 inches, okay? So I'm going to go over on the radial arm, cut this at 9 inches. Okay, I'm going to sand this down a little bit with some 120, and then we're going to mount the sides to it. Alright, I have some 1¼ brads in my brad nailer. I got my pieces put together here. Make sure you put them together to see where your design is so you don't have them staggered the wrong way, okay? Keep them the same. Put them up how you want them. And now I'm going to take my Tight Bond 3. It's waterproof glue, which is good for bird feeders and such because it's outside. Just put it right across the top there. Just like that. Get a little smear, okay? Put it down, put that there like this here. Line it up with the edges. Take your brad nailer, or some number 4 finish nails would work. I'm going to give it 3 because that glue is going to hold it good. So you can see what we got, okay? That is looking cool. I'm really liking it. I'm going to turn it around and do the same thing to the other side. Okay, I like it. Now what I want to do is I want to take some 1x. I'm going to go around here, and I want to go around here, all the way around with some 1x to give it a little decorative edge. So let's do that first. First thing I'm going to do is measure what I want. I'm going to have to rip my 1x. I'm going to rip it at 1 inch. That's going to give me a little edge for the bird food to sit in there. Alright, I ripped my 1x at 1¼ inch, okay? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand all these down before I go and apply them to the bird feeder itself. I like to sand everything, alright? Because when I go to paint it, stain it, whatever, it's going to look good. So I'm going to sand it. You don't have to watch me do that. Okay, I sanded all 4 sides down with 120. I rounded over the edges so nobody gets any slivers or anything. Now you remember this was 8 inches. So I'm going to go over right now and I'm going to cut 2 pieces on the radial arm saw at 8 inches. Okay, with those being cut, same process. Take your glue, just run one line of it right across there real quick like. Put that up there, using your 1¼ inch brads. Same deal. Here we go. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side, and then we're going to put these pieces on. Measuring this out at 11½. I'm going to head over to the radial arm, cut 2 pieces at 11½. Beautiful. Now with that being done, I'm going to take my 120 paper again, and I'm just going to hit these edges right here to kind of blend it all in a little bit, okay? Okay guys, at this point, you could either put a piece of plywood on here, 1/4-inch plywood or whatever for your roof or whatever, but I'm going to be a little anal on this because I'm just having fun. I'm going to go over, cut some 2x4s. I'm going to rip them down to 1/4 inch, and I'm going to use that for my roof. But before I do that, I'm thinking what I'm going to do is put a burn on this instead of staining it or painting it. I'm going to use my torch and do some Shou Sugi Baun on it, okay? I'm going to vacuum all the dust off it, get my torch, and I'll be right back. Here we go. Very important you don't burn your garage down, so go outside and do this if you don't feel safe. You can see how that looks. That looks pretty cool, don't it? Now I know the plywood's not going to look as good, but I can still get some burn on it. Let's see what we got. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. That'll look alright. I'm going to go ahead and do some Shou Sugi Baun on the rest of this and show you what I got when I'm done. Okay guys, I can't get enough of Shou Sugi Baun. Seems like I put it on my flags, everything. That looks pretty cool though, don't it? Alright, now let's start on our roof. I'm going to be a little anal with this, like I said. I'm even going to put a fascia board on there. Right now I'm going to go cut my 2x4s. I'm going to cut them at 1/4 inch. Alright, I got all my roof pieces cut. I'm going to go ahead and hit these with some 120 paper just to get some of that saw cuts off. I'm only going to do one side though, I'm not going to do the bottom side. Guys, this project's moving along pretty good. I'm going to do my little fascia board things here. And this measures up 3/4 inch, so I'm going to cut these right about, yeah, I might do a little under 3/4. I'm going to rip them on the table saw. And that would be the same thing I did my roof pieces out of. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my roof boards and my fascia board, and I'm going to go 1.5 inches wider than what these are to make up for my spacing with my 1x. So this is 10 inches. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut these all at 11.5 inches. Okay, let's set a spacer so they're all the same. I'm going to set this at 11.5 inches from my blade over. Right there. And I'm going to clamp this down with a quick clamp. Right there. Now I can cut all my pieces at 11.5. They're all going to be the same. Alright, I got them all cut. Now you might think there's a lot of sanding on this, but I'll tell you what, if you put this on your booth and you got burrs and everything all over it, people aren't going to pick it up because people rub their hands on everything. You don't want them getting a sliver. So I'm going to go ahead and hit all these edges now before I start putting all them on. Alright, all those are sanded down. Now I'm going to take this piece of 1x, just a piece I had laying around. I'm going to put it up here on the top in case someone wants to put some hooks in here to hang it from a tree or something. That way they have something to screw their hooks into. Right? So I'm going to take a measurement here to here, go cut it on the radial arm, and nail them in there. Alright, here we go. A little bit of glue on each side. Just pop it in there. Make sure it's not above your roof line. A little bit below your roof line there. And just put your 1.25 inch brad right through the end. Flip it around. Same thing. Alright, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this over and I'm going to put some 5/8 brads in this. Alright guys, I put a little mark on there, 3/4 inch, because if you remember, I cut it, I want it hanging over 3/4 inch off the sides. I'll Put a little dab of glue on each side of the fascia board. I might have to wipe a little bit of that off because I put it on a little heavy. I have my 5/8 brads in the gun now. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. Same on this side. Just leave it hang over a little bit, 3/4 of an inch. And we're going to put our brad in there. Perfect. All right. See that? Just like that. I'm going to do the same on the other side, and then we're going to start putting the roof on. Okay, guys, I'm ready to start. Here we go. I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here, just to start, a little bit. I'm not going to be measuring anything here. I'm just going to do it by eye. I'm going to lay this up, make it even with the fascia board that we have right there. Take your finger along, make it feel about the same all the way. I got it hanging over the fascia board like 1/8 of an inch or so, okay? Okay, perfect. Next, I'm just going to take some glue, run it all the way up. Just a little dab, not a lot. I don't want it squeezing all over the place. All the way up to the top. Okay, see what I got? I'm going to take this, I'm going to lay it right on top. There's not a whole lot of glue going to be holding that on there, but it's going to be enough. I'm going to lay it over about 1/8 of an inch. Just keep eyeing it up, making sure everything looks neat. Oh, make sure you don't put your sleeve in the glue. Yuck. Oh, my wife's going to be mad at me. Okay, I'm going to keep working all the way up like that. Then we're going to have a really neat roof on here. That's one side done. I'm going to flip around and do the other side. It's looking good. Let's do the same thing, guys. Alright, guys. I think it's coming pretty good, eh? It's weird. This morning I come out in the shop, 9:30, didn't know what I was going to build. I seen these on Pinterest, and I thought, why not give it a shot, okay? Well, now I'm going to do my Shou Sugi Baun on the roof, and I'm going to give it a couple coats of lacquer. There we go. It's looking cool. Shou Sugi Baun, man, it's cool stuff. Just be careful. I got a fire extinguisher right behind me. I've never had a problem though. Just be careful with what you're doing. You see I got it set up on some bricks right now. So it's not right on my wooden bench. Alright, I'm going to finish this roof up. Show you what I got. Alright, now that's looking good. Let's go and we will get our lacquer. We'll put a couple coats of lacquer on this and it'll be all done. That was a fun project. Alright guys, this is what we're putting on it. Krylon lacquer. I'm going to put 2 coats on it. I'm just going to spray it all down real good. I really don't know if y'all need to watch me do that, but let's get started real quick. Oh yeah, you can see that grain popping pretty good. Alright. Get them end grains of that plywood too, okay? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. I'm going to put 2 coats on it, see what we got when we're done. So guys, I think it turned out pretty good. For a morning project, I think so, huh? Shou Sugi Baun birdhouse. Beautiful. I think they call that a giving tree, the design. I'm not sure. But I like it. It looks good. I hope you all enjoyed this. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up if you will. Sorry it's not outside, but it's raining today, so it is what it is. All right, thanks guys. Bye-bye.